How's everybody doing today? I'm in the barn here. Last couple weeks ago, I was able to get with a grain farmer about an hour from here and bought some bushels, 10 bushels of wheat that we use to mix our feed with. And then last week, I went to about another hour and 20 minutes away up in Marlboro, Ohio, and was able to get with an organic grain farmer, and I bought rye right off the field. So what I'm doing out here now is I got them in these black old olive. They got screw lids on them. They go in and screw. But I'm taking the wheat out of the barrel, and it's kind of dark in here. But putting them in still barrels, it's got the rings. And then because the barrels I have them in now, it's the only barrels I have that's got a screw lid on them. So when I put them on top of my flatbed truck, I can roll them off on ramps and they don't come out. So the barrels I use is the barrels I use to get my corn ground in for the pig feed. And so we're a couple days away and needing more grain, so I'm out here transferring the wheat into a steel drum, and then I got 2 barrels right there that I have to put in barrels, and that's my rye. And then we have barley. We get our barley organic, but we get it in bags. Right now we're getting it just as cheap as what farmers want it right off the field. So we're giving up like 3 pounds by buying it by the bushel. But this organic Ohio seed that we buy, I got, I don't know, 1,000 pounds stacked there. And I think there's a bag of wheat right there yet, organic wheat I get from the same farmer. He don't have that very often. But, you know, if you're fermenting food, or, you know, like we have a previous video how we make our chicken feed, and we change it up. We have a little, and I need to post it. I got a little sheet that tells the protein in all the seeds. Like corn's 9% protein. White wheat, this wheat we have here, I think it's either 12 or 15. I can't remember offhand. Barley, I think, is 12. Rye, I think, is 12. But like flaxseed, I think flaxseed's like 35% protein. But it costs. I mean, it's hard to find it. Black sunflower seeds, we're waiting for up there in Dalton, Ohio. We're actually Kidron up by Lehman Hardware. There's a couple Amish sunflower farmers, so we're hoping that we can buy a few bushels of sunflower. We don't use a whole lot of sunflowers, but we would if we could get it cheap enough, you know. We do everything here. We feed the animals the best we can feed them. But we don't pay, you know, if I go into our local feed store and buy a 50-pound bag of wheat, it costs me 17 bucks. Or 18, 17 some change, almost 18 bucks probably with tax. Same with rye. I buy, and I only get it once a year, but we don't use a lot of it because we mix it. We make our feed, so, and then we ferment it so it goes further. You know, we save 50% on our feed costs because we ferment. And then in the wintertime, we grow fodder, and that's what we feed in the wintertime. We do throw some corn, crushed corn, in the pen just for them to scratch, and because we put sawdust in their pen, their outside pen, just so they can scratch and kind of make us compost for the following year. But yeah, they if you can find local farmers, I mean, ours ain't local. Actually, I found the rye on Facebook Marketplace, and we gave $7 a bushel for our rye, which is, and you know, it's dirty, I guess they say. It ain't clean, so it's got some. I mean, I don't have. I'm bad lighting in the garage, but I mean, overall, I mean, it's pretty clean. Now the rye's got some heads on it, and then I don't know if you can see that, but that's a cricket, a grasshopper. but the chickens will eat it. So it ain't like, who cares if it got a grasshopper. Or, I think I found a couple Japanese beetles in the feed. But you know, overall, I mean, if you can find farmers and tell them what you're doing, you know, you're trying to save money, you're trying to homestead, and you're trying to do it for a living, you know, you're trying to raise your own meat like we do, more than likely they'll sell to you just for the exact same things they sell to the feed store. You know, because they're not out none. They still want their $7 a bushel. So if they can get $7 from you, only thing is we use a 5-gallon bucket. Usually it's on a gravity fed or a gravity wagon, or a dump truck, and we have to. They take a skid steer. A lot of times farmers have skid steer. They lift you up on a pallet, and we weigh 1 bucket. So we fill a 5-gallon bucket up. Like the rye was 34 pounds a bucket, a 5-gallon bucket. The wheat was 27 pounds for a 5-gallon bucket. So and then we just count the buckets, multiply it, and then whatever it is a bushel. Like the wheat, the guy gave us 60 pounds a bushel, which is normally, I think it's 56. If I'm not, I know rye is 56 pounds per bushel. So we just count how many buckets we do, multiply it by 34 on the rye, and then we divide it by 56. And that tells you how many bushels you got, and then multiply that by $7. I got these 2 buckets, or these 2. I got this one and this one of rye, and then I don't know if you can see them little blue. These are 15 gallons. I got 2 of those for a buddy of mine. 2 of these held 6 buckets. So there's $25 worth of rye in those. But if he would have buy that, you know, that's 34. There's 112 pounds per each of those. So that would have cost him, just 2 bags would have cost him $34. He didn't have 20. He's got 25. I think it's $25.50. So $25 for 2 of those. So he saved. I mean, he saved $45. And that, you know, they just have 6 chickens, so that'll last a long time for them because they do the same thing. You know, mix it, and they grow fodder in the wintertime, same as we do. So now we actually have 3 groups of birds, layers, and then we just butchered not too long ago. You can go back and check our video. We just butchered again, second time. And then so only thing we have in the meat bird is our turkeys, which are getting big. I guess we can walk down, we can look at those. We haven't did an update on those for a while. Oh, and then I have the update of my little peep. Out of 3 peeps, we only got 1 left. I'm not sure where she, oh, there she is. She's hiding there. Mama's nervous. But that's the first time we raised peeps. 1 got smashed, and then I come in one day, I fed him in the morning, I come in the next day, that night to check on him, and 1 was dead in the cage. So here's our turkeys. Say hello, guys. They're getting big, and I got a fan in here for them. Keeps them warm or cool. I have to put this little hoe there because they push the door open. And then here's our chick. We call these the chickshaw chickens because they're in our chickshaw. And they're laying now. We got, yesterday was the first day we got the 2 brown chickens are Easter layers. Donald Trump's over there. She's kind of losing her hair piece. It's starting to lay down a little bit, but we got, out of the 6, we got 5 white ones laying, and we got 1 of the brown ones laying now. So yesterday was our first time we got our blue egg, or greenish blue egg I should say. And it's been raining crazy here. I want to move them down there. There's a little, through that gate there, I got a little, about twice the area this is, that I need to move the fence. I'm going to get my other fence, and that way I can weed eat this and then let this grow a little bit. But this used to be manure that come out of the barn, so they're digging through and getting all kinds of bugs. So I've been kind of letting them do that, kind of breaking that up a little bit. I can't believe they're digging holes like they are though. And then they're just going crazy with grubs. They're getting all kinds of grubs out of there. You can see them working. I mean, they love it. But I feed them a little bit, but they get mainly crickets and grasshoppers, and they do really good. They really like the grubs. They just started finding that they can get grubs there, so I ain't been too worried because there's a lot of grubs and bugs in there, so I've been just letting them have it. This ain't gonna hurt this area, getting it scratched down to nothing for sure. So, but there's a little bit of update, but just I just wanted to update you on the feed. You know, you can really save a lot of money on here we got a little bit got corn growing in the yard, but you can save a lot of money by talking to farmers. And I mean, if you got chickens, unless you live in town like my buddy does, but he has a co-worker that did the wheat. I got my wheat through him, and just ended up, the guy that we got the wheat from, I'm real good friends with his sister and brother-in-law that just right down the road their office is. So don't think you just have to buy your feed from the feed store, Tractor Supply, Rural King, you know, your co-op places. Get the best price on it. I mean, the better you can do in price. Grain just keeps going up at the store, and I don't know why, because they're not paying the farmers anymore for it. You know, I better give a farmer $2-3 more. You know, I can't even buy barley at our local store, so I have to drive an hour and a half to get our barley. So when I do, I try to buy 500-600 pounds, which lasts us a long time. But there's no sense with diesel. I drive a diesel, so at $5 a gallon, you know, when I go somewhere, I make it worth my while. But yeah, so just a little update. I did an update on the homestead a little bit. My last video was about my diet. You know, everybody's seen my videos. I'm a big guy. I'm active though, but I'm still a big guy, and I've been watching some other homesteader videos, and there's some people that was doing the carnivore diet, and I think, man, I love meat. I hate vegetables, so but I did eat bread and potatoes and mac and cheese. I didn't eat a lot of pasta, but mac and cheese is about the only pasta I ate, and I just cut that out in June 1st, and I'm at August 1st I was at 71 pounds, and I'm at 75 pounds now. I'm not even sure the date, 7th or 8th. Working here at home, I don't deal with numbers or the dates and stuff. I just day by day, you know. But yeah, I just want to give you an update on the feed. How there's other alternatives. You don't have to. You know, I had a couple people say, "Well, you know, John, you don't work." Well, in a way, I don't work. I mean, I do bring money in on the homestead. Like I said, we butcher chickens, we sell chickens, and we put that money back into the farm, the homestead here, the little. And then I mow. I have income. I mow I help a buddy of mine. He's got a landscaping business, and I mow for him one day. So there's money there. And then I do bee supplies. I build all the bee supplies in my wood shop, and then we build other stuff in the wood shop too. I also have a CNC engraver router that we do a little bit of work on. We make money doing that, and then I haul stuff with my flatbed truck and trailer. So I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't work for myself. The first part in the spring is my busiest for bees, and then it dies off, and then I do other stuff. But we also have a food wagon, which we'll fire up here we're actually rebranding it right now. We're in the process of that. I need a bigger generator, but I'll be, you know, I barbecue. I do a lot of graduations and stuff through the summer and the spring, and I do some stuff for different local banks. I do like appreciation days and stuff. So we're thinking about firing that up for the fall for a couple days a week, because things slow down for me. So I have, you know, during the day I have a few extra hours. You know, I feed in the morning, I feed at night, and it's pretty much done until we do chickens again. But then, you know, I water 3 times a day, but we are setting up an automatic waterer for the next set of meat birds, so they'll have water all times. There will be no filling containers. They'll have an actual pump trough that just, the water just circulates through the ring barrel. So a couple projects I got coming. My barn is, the lights are solar. You can see that light. It's kind of dirty, but that's only a 4-watt light bulb. It's pretty bright. I got some 10s over there, but I just have a small panel, so I'm going to upgrade my panel here in the near future. I had some requests on fermentation videos, how I ferment my chicken feed, so I got a video coming up doing that, and then you'll be an update here on my carnivore. It'll be a carnivore video in my homestead. I was gonna make 2 separate pages, but I get a lot of comments in my homestead video that, you know, I'm a big guy. How do I get through the day? Obviously, you see me, I sweat like crazy. I try to drink plenty of water, but so I'm just going to keep them together. I'm not going to separate them. You know, the people follow me homesteading wise, you don't have to watch those videos if you don't want to, carnivore, but it kind of gives my farm life. You know, I do talk a little bit of what I do, and besides just, you know, I just started going to we have our own personal gym, so it used to be my boys' weight room and wrestling room when he was in high school, and we just kept it and took the wrestling mats out and just added more weight. So we got a full weight room now that right here on my property that we've been using for cardio, and a couple months I'll get back into lifting weights. I want to drop, you know, 30-40 more pounds before I start lifting weights, just cardio and stuff. So it's hard to go in there. It ain't an air conditioned room or nothing. So in there is like a sauna. So when it's 85, 90 outside, it's 100 in there. So it don't take much to work up a sweat and take very long. So I spend about 20 minutes doing cardio. 25, I ride my bike, and then I have a rope that I do, and I do some rubber band stretches. So I'm just going into it slow. I don't want to pull no muscles. I got too much relying on me to take care of during the day to have a torn muscle or something where I can't get around very good. But I do got some awesome kids that they come and help me when I need it, and yeah. So there's some tips on feed. You know, check with your local farmers. You know, stop in grain farmers. You'll know the grain farmers. You'll see silos. And some people just grow grain. You know, in the fall here before too long, I'll get with one guy, and I get when they do corn, the corn comes off and they run it through a dryer, and all the cracked corn and stuff falls through. I get a dump trailer load of that every year. And that's what we feed the pigs with. That's part of the pig mix. Last year I split a trailer with my Amish buddy. His boy wanted corn for deer hunting. He let me use his dump trailer, and I took half. I filled all these drums up, and it lasted me almost 7 months. And then now I have a farmer that grinds corn for the pigs. But we'll be doing these 3 pigs, and then we'll be getting 3 more pigs. We only have half left to sell, and we don't care if we sell it, because we'll sell it individual packs, or we'll trade it for beef. We got a couple beef farmers that will trade us pound for pound. You know, they have beef in their freezer. They don't have pork. So the guy that grinds corn for me, Mr. Little, he watches our videos. Super guy. His wife's only thing that keeps him on his toes, but I think we're going to get a half a beef off of him this year because he feeds them right. You know, and that's the big thing. You just don't know when you buy feed from somewhere unless you go. We let people come and watch us how we feed. Obviously, we video how we feed. Literally, our chickens that we butcher get the best food probably. And they're the same chickens you buy in the store. Yeah, you're paying $1.99 a pound or whatever, but they're in a cage and they're force fed with steroids and stuff. Ours is organic fed. We charge $4. Depending on the food, the first batch, the feed was higher. We didn't have the options of farmers yet because of grain. We had to sell it for $4.50. But the second batch, we sold for $4. No, $4.50. Yeah, the second batch we went to $4. And if we can keep the feed down, I mean, there's a lot of work in taking care of chickens, making sure they live. You know, the water. I mean, I spend probably 2 hours a day just giving them water. You know, if you put that time on there, I'd have to charge more. But we're not looking to sell one group of chickens and retire. We want to put out the best product for the best price, and we've had super good response back, validating how good the chicken is. You know, that they won't buy it at the store as long as we have it. They'll buy it from us. So that kind of makes us feel good that we're doing something right here on the little bit of acreage we have. And it proves that it can be done. You know, literally I have a huge garage. My whole garage and weight room takes just about my last lot. We do have the pig platform on the other side. Here's a little spot behind it, but we have this barn, the pasture, which you've seen the chickshaws in, and then we have a house, and we have a 3-car garage with a lean-to, so it's actually a 4-car garage and an asphalt driveway and just a little bit front yard. So we literally are doing everything we're doing to raise our animals. We're doing it on probably, now not counting the yard, obviously we have a pretty nice backyard, but in the patio area, but we're probably have all our animals on probably not a quarter of an acre. You know, we buy, and pigs are, you know, people say, well, how can you do pigs? You don't have pasture. We do red wattle, so they're a pasture pig, and we feed them hay. So 20% of their food a day is hay. And then we, you know, corn, it's corn, wheat, rye. And then our old eggs that we get that we don't sell, we feed back to the pigs. So that's extra protein on top of that. And it's kind of like permaculture, you know, we're not wasting nothing. We grow it here, so we feed it back here. You know, we're not taking it out and throwing it in the compost pile. Which is fine. You know, we bake our shells or sun dry our shells and crush them and put them in our chicken feed. And we eat a lot of eggs because that's part of our carnivore diet. So my mother-in-law gives us, you know, she gets eggs from us, so she keeps the shells, gives them back to us. So we make plenty of shells to give back to our chickens and make their shells healthier. So it's cheaper than buying oyster shells. When my kids go to the beach, they bring us back broken seashells, and we crush them up and we wash them, get the salt off them. I wash them good and I crush them up and put those in with our feed. Not every time, but every so often we'll add the shells to our feed too, on top of the, you know, the eggshells. So, well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I got a lot of buckets to dump here, so I can go get corn tomorrow. And hope you enjoy this little video of what we do here. And like I said, I got some videos coming up. Solar panel install on the barn. How to weed eat your electric fence after so long. Right now it ain't sparking, but when it rains I get a little arc because the grass is getting a little higher on the outside. So we'll do a little video how to weed eat that once it quits raining here. I mean, it seems like for the last week it's rained in the middle of the day, and then your shoes are soaking wet when you're trying to weed eat, and you're just a mess. So wait till it dries out a little bit here this weekend. We'll get that weed eat, and we all maybe do a video putting the other fence up and getting them moved down to that next area. So hope you enjoy. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you.